Wait, welcome back to the Lycan League. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to quickly remind you once again that the Lycan League has 3 more, I don't know how far Lycan plans to take it, but at least the rest of this month is filled up with 3 more events, 4 beta tournaments, 4 Legacy of the Void events. Now, you know, patches be damned, we'll see what we get. If there's over 1,000, or there's 1,000 or higher dollars in prizes, I'm sorry, I'm so flustered by the cookies. But, this is the first one. Thank you for joining us for it. It's spawning here in the top right corner of the map. He leads the series 1-0. It's the pink Zerg player, Zervas.
In the bottom left, as the green Zerg, it's Tefel.
And he's going to go for a pull first. Not too crazy. We've kind of lost the ability to do 10 pools. Lost the ability to do 12 pools.
Have you tried to, Wait, have you tried to 12 pool?
Well, I just mean because you start with so many workers.
But have you actually tried it?
No, I haven't actually tried the 12 pool yet. Everything we've been doing has been so Ravager oriented, I've not had
Yeah,
that.
right. I really do just want to do, like, you know, like cheese day, like old cheese day. So like 2 racks with a twist. Like maybe I can afford a 3rd rack, I don't know. Or a 12 pool instead of a 6 pool. Pretty interesting. But, you know, Tefel, I think you know, it's so funny too, is that this map would be a good map for going ahead and getting 3 bases very quickly. But just went for that pool first, learned his lesson.
Well, I mean, again, I already like this cool tactic of just putting the natural out here. It's not the biggest of deals in the world, but with the 3rd base coming out quick, this one gets the creep out sooner. You'll have the Overlord set, maybe Queens and everything mining. I mean, he is going to go 3 bases again, but not before pool or anything so crazy. So, I mean, he's going to have gas, he's going to have lings, he's going to certainly have queens.
Yeah, I think he did pool first. Well, maybe not pool first, but I don't think he went 3-4 pool last game. But I thought he wasn't going to go for the third hatch. But it is finally a good map for it, like a really good map for it. And we'll see if Zervas will even scout this. Like maybe his Overlord will get cut off by the Queen as it's going actually that direction right now. And if he can really do anything against it with one ramp covering 2 bases, it's going to be a lot harder.
Well, Blast,
3 bases.
aka Tefel, last game kind of struggled because I think he got caught off guard. But after already seeing that once out of Zervas, he's got to be able to sum up what his opponent's looking like. Maybe thought he was going to have more time because Ravagers were on the way. Those do take a little bit longer to get out than Lings do. But if it is Lings again, hopefully he'll see this coming.
Well, the light speed is on the way, but still no drones from Zervas. But if that's the case, then he's got to... There's something else that's got to go down here. A lair, an Evo chamber, his own 3rd, like right now. Instead of Baneling nests. And still no lings. It's kind of hard to call because it's usually 5:30 that we talk about. So what is that? 3:30 larva pop?
Well, I mean, it's 2 very different things though. Baneling nest in the main versus Baneling nest in the natural. For Tefel, I almost feel like this is defensive. For Zervas, maybe not the case, but Zervas is starting to cut into his drones production and going for lings.
Okay. He's gonna try and do some damage.
I just realized this would be 5.5 minutes. Timing wise,
right?
And, for the swarm, just like some of these timings hit you, and you're like, "Wow, I never realized how crazy the economy boost is." But coming across barely, not even touching on 4 minutes, these lings are going to scoot and boot across the map. And Tefel's got a couple of banelings of his own, scouting this coming, reacts by making a lot of his own Zerglings too, and even a spine crawler coming down. So I do think that there's a chance he holds this a little bit better than last game, but not if he gets got out of position.
Well, it's not nearly as dedicated from Zervas. He is getting his own 3rd. He's already stopped building lings. This is just to get good scouting, to scare Tefel a little bit, and hopefully be able to tell him if we'll need to produce lings for a counterattack or not. Tefel is still producing some lings out there, the drones. So that if he does counterattack, it's not going to be that big of a deal, and Zervas has an Overlord over the 3rd natural, whatever you want to call it. So, all right, that's not so bad. You know, 2 banelings, 3 banelings, yeah, you're good. They go on to roaches. Zervas does have a later 3rd, though, at the end of the day. But he does have a faster lair. So down by 12 drones is quite a big deal.
Oh, that's the problem with these plates. Again, I really want to stress that they need to change that. So
I just screwed him.
I just want to point out, Tefel did not attack command the plates like you would have to in Heart of the Swarm. he simply right-clicked them, and for some reason that triggers an auto attack. And I guess with Banelings especially, it will detonate them. Now, that didn't screw him as bad as I thought it would, but it's still so, like, there's some very basic things, like the mini-map, the plates, like, why? Why make these changes?
I don't know, but I mean, luckily, yeah, Zervas did have units on the way, so he didn't get screwed over by that. But that was pretty funny.
I feel like it's WCS overlay styles. You're like, okay, you guys are trying to make changes, but why?
Yeah, seriously, like Gameheart is like it's really
it's so perfect for what exactly
it is.
you need.
It's perfect. Maybe there's some bugs and glitches, and every beta or every patch update you need to fix it, but it really is quite perfect. If they don't want to stick with the formula,
like sponsorship things too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so silly how like I'll go into like a thread and they'll be like BaseTradeTV has the best overlay, and I'm like, you mean Gameheart? Oh, because no one else uses Gameheart. That's why.
Well, we'll put the overlay talk on hold for another day. We do have Burrow coming out of Zervas and Roach Speed as well, so not going to get stuck too much on the Banelings and the Zerglings this game. Tefel is also transferring into Roaches himself, but not with Burrow. So Tunneling Claws and Roaches, it's, again, a very Heart of the Swarmy looking game for what we're used to seeing, but with the Legacy of the Void Economy. I'm really hoping we see a couple of Ravagers, maybe some Lurkers come into effect, but none of that's going to matter if Tefel gets a good engagement here, because Zervas still has to keep these things out of his base.
Oh, the Banelings are scary enough that Tefel he leaves. Zervas has never been able to quite meet Tefel on those drone counts, though. That is going to just be a bigger and bigger worry. And we can already see it reflected in the supply count in general. Down by 10 drones, but also down by 20 army supply.
I'm wondering if, though, Tefel did get that third base up so much sooner. Is that really what's giving him that much of an edge? Or is it just a small boost compared to Zervas? It just looks great right now because of the drone deficit. I mean, at a point, you're going to stop. I mean, you don't go past 70, you go past 80. Like, you're going to have that stop on the drones eventually. Zervas will catch up.
I just feel like, for Zervas committed to it, it wasn't very committed. It was the idea that you would drone so hard behind it that you would catch up.
Where are the Banelings?
That's ZvZ. Oh, God. That's going to be a lot of lings. But he just never really droned up nearly as high. He didn't get that much quicker tech that actually mattered, I suppose. So Tefel just has, what the biggest economy. He's going to win, apparently. He's now up 40 army supply.
Yeah, and the Roaches that got him for the Burrow attack, they didn't really get anything done. They certainly didn't distract Tefel. They didn't drive the army back home, and Zervas took some losses from that run by. Now he's getting his own Roaches and some Ravagers, and maybe these get some sick hits, because he's got that ramp that he knows his opponent has to fight through, but I feel like this is not going to go well for Zervas, no matter how we paint this picture.
Zervas got a lot of Ravagers. It's still, I guess, like now they have the same problem as Hydras a little bit, where they're just focused down. They're big, humongous targets. There's only a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the Ravagers. They have a lot of damage. Don't have a lot of health, as we saw, but oh my god. Raining death from above on both sides. Both players trying to dodge this out. Ravager fights can be pretty intense, but without that buffer of Roaches in front of them, it's kind of like watching Hydras just falter. They're so squishy, they go down like nothing at all, and Tefel spirals out of control. GG. Game number 2 will go to Tefel, tying up the series 1-1. And for us, like we said, guys, we're going to hop to a small ad break. Keep it short, keep it simple. See you in 2 minutes with more of the finals.